what we know at this hour. We are told a twin-engine medevac jet took off from a local airport en route to Missouri. That plane reached 1,600 feet after takeoff before plunging 11,000 feet per minute. 6 people were on board, including a child patient. Here is another look at the crash as it happened. You saw there the jet plummeting almost like a missile out of the sky before an explosion. It landed in a busy section of the city near a mall. It's unknown whether there are any casualties on the ground. Here, though, is how one witness described the scene.
I was in shock. I'm still in shock. Like, this is insane. Why can this happen? And before that, to be honest, in my mind, I thought, like, what if the rocket would, because I'm from Ukraine, right? And there's war. There's always rockets coming in and stuff like that. And then I see, things flying. Like, no way, the war started again? You know, and you say, you never know.
Here's the conversation also that we have now obtained from the air traffic control tower. Listen.
Medevac mid-service, Northeast Tower. Medevac mid-service 056, Northeast Tower. You on frequency?
We have a lost aircraft. We're not exactly sure what happened, so we're trying to figure it out.
Let's go straight to Philadelphia, where Councilman Mike Driscoll, who represents that area, is with us now. Councilman, thank you very much for joining us. I know this is a very active scene. There was just a briefing with other city officials, but I want to ask you directly about that plane, 6 people on it, according to the company. Do you believe that there are any survivors on that aircraft?
Well, Abby, I can't say for sure, but it doesn't look good. It's a sad situation we have here in Northeast Philadelphia. We were only celebrating a couple days ago, our football team's success, and now we have this tonight. And it looks like not only the people that won that plane and the person that needed medical help, they seem to be people that were doing the Lord's work. And now we have our first responders out there en masse. Our governor, our mayor, all doing all they can to not only the folks that were on that plane, but we are afraid there's more casualties on the ground. We don't know yet. It's going to take some time. We have to have some patience. We have to let our first responders do their job, but we're very nervous.
Yeah, I want to talk about that for a second. Can you tell us about the scene there, where this plane went down? Our understanding is that there might be cars involved, homes involved as well. Do you have a sense of what was impacted by either the direct crash or the subsequent fireball that we see in all of these videos?
We believe this happened.
So it appears the plane went down into a parking lot area where there were cars, stores. Just across the street, as you mentioned, there's a giant mall with many, many, many stores. And then right beyond the stores on both sides, we have residential neighborhoods. And I think what the video you just showed was a house very close that was getting a delivery, and all of a sudden the explosion hit. So what we're going with our first responders now is door to door to see if anybody in those homes were actually injured or worse.
And as of right now, do you know if anyone has been transported with any injuries at all to hospitals or other facilities?
Abby, there's first responders vehicles moving in and out, whether they're taking them to the hospital or just responding to the homes or to the businesses or to the folks that were actually in the cars when that plane hit that sort of parking lot area. We suspect a lot will be going on as the evening progresses.
And in terms of the fire, our understanding is that the fire is being described as under control, but is there still fire burning? Are there still kind of active parts of the scene that are being dealt with from a fire perspective?
Absolutely. We have a wonderful fire department here. By the way, the first fire department in the United States of America. We have a highly trained first responder unit. And so, they're putting the fires out. But as you can imagine, there's those tinders that are always active that the first responders and the police have to make sure that they don't become a problem when the wind hits them. And they're also near vehicles that still have fuel in them. So yeah, we're nervous is the word, but confident that our wonderful governor, our wonderful mayor, and our wonderful first responders will get this under control and keep the casualties to a minimum.
All right, Councilman Mike Driscoll, we're going to keep close with you as we try to continue to get updates throughout the night. Thank you very much, and I'm thinking about and praying for your community tonight.
Thank you, Abby. Thanks for having us on.
We have this new video just into CNN. You can hear the explosion happening in this video. Listen.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God! Oh my God! La ilaha illallah! There's a plane, bro! That's a plane!
Shock and panic in that man's voice. Joining us now to discuss this, CNN aviation analyst Miles O'Brien, as well as aviation lawyer Justin Green. Both of them are pilots. Justin, I want to start with you for a second here. Look, this is a very seemingly unusual situation. The plane seems to just fall right out of the sky. What do you think happened here?
I mean, it's a little early to say, what caused it, but what you described earlier was like, it looked like a missile, and I think that's exactly what it was. It was an aircraft that was completely out of control, and it came down like a missile, and unlike the crash in D.C., this happened in a populated area. The D.C. accident happened in the Potomac, and I think that's going to be, part of what we're going to be looking at is, are there survivors on the ground? Just a horrible, horrible night for America.
Absolutely, and a horrible night capping a horrible week for this country. Miles, I want to talk about what we've learned tonight, which is that this flight was actually only in the air for about 40 seconds. 40 seconds. And we were just playing the air traffic control audio just moments ago, and they didn't get a response from that cockpit. What do you think that indicates?
This plane was in trouble from the start, Abby. We don't know, of course, yet what was going on. Just a little context here. Medevac flying, particularly with helicopters, in this case, of course, fixed wing, but medevac flying is among the most dangerous sectors of aviation there is because of the nature of the mission. The crews are often under pressure to save a life, frankly. They are oftentimes flying at night in bad weather. They often land in unfamiliar short landing strips. There's a lot of reasons that is the case. So medevac flying is a tough one. This aircraft, the Learjet 55, this one was built in 1981. It's commonly used for this purpose. It's about the right size, has good range and good speed. Now, what happened immediately after takeoff, we of course don't know, and it'll be a long time before we figure this one out, but this is an aircraft that was clearly not responding to the control inputs of the crew. What could cause that? Was there some hydraulic failure of some kind which made it impossible for them to move the aero surfaces? Probably unlikely. It was not great weather on departure. Was there an instrument failure which caused them to lose their orientation? When you're flying through the clouds, you're relying on your instruments to maintain your situational awareness, and it can be very confusing if you lose that. Was there something in that pre-flight checklist that was overlooked that turned out to be quite crucial? We do know this, though. This type of aircraft operating under these circumstances will have a cockpit voice recorder and a flight data recorder. Now, it's a tremendous impact and explosion. We can only hope that they are designed to survive this kind of thing, but let's hope they do survive so we can get some answers as to what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, that will be critical at this stage. Justin, the plane seemed to begin to descend around 1,600 feet.
Right.
What is happening at that altitude?
They're basically on departure. So honestly, at that altitude, they should be climbing out and having a relatively normal flight. As Miles just said, though, these flights are almost like angel flights. The people doing them are looking out for the interest of the passenger who's a someone who needs medical attention. I think one of the questions in any of these crashes is what kind of medical attention does this person need, and what kind of emergency situation are they facing? Is this just a normal flight, or are they really trying to get this person somewhere so they can get emergency medical treatment? However, as Miles said, this airplane lost control. So whether it's a hydraulics issue, whether it's a trim issue, meaning they lost the ability to control the airplane, I think that's likely what happened here.
With Ultra Mobile, home is never